Hello, everyone. This is Ibtisam, and you are listening to my first podcast on my channel, The Moroccan Reviews. If you go back to my introduction video of the channel, you will find out that making podcasts was one of my main goals for the channel. So today, and because I didn't feel like looking at myself on the camera, I just decided to record my first episode of my podcast. In this podcast, I want to share with you my thoughts on a topic that's been on my mind lately. There's this question that's been popping on my head a lot as I scroll down on my Instagram feed and also TikTok feed. And that question is, how do you really have to pick which books to read? I noticed that there isn't much diversity in the content I see on both platforms, and I find that 80% of the content on Instagram and TikTok is focused on the same books and authors. And I thought that it is mainly because people are more drawn to read the it book, the currently popular book. And I get it. I know it's more fun to be able to read, to be able to talk about a book to your friends. And the more a book is popular, the easiest you'll be able to find someone to discuss it with. But if we think about it for a bit, this isn't probably the right way to choose your books. Why, you ask? Well, by following the crowd, you risk falling into a pattern where you feel compelled to like certain books simply because they are popular, even if they may not be of interest to you personally. Even if you found the book to be uninteresting and unengaging, you may tell yourself that you enjoyed the book and that it is as good as others say it is, in order to fit in and avoid being the only one who didn't like it. When a book becomes popular, it can create a bandwagon effect. People may feel pressure to read the book because it's popular. This can lead to readers missing out on other books that might be a better match for their tastes. It's easy to be influenced by popular opinion, but reading a book that doesn't align with your interests can be a waste of time and energy. Popular books may not offer the same level of diversity and new perspectives that can be found in lesser known books. Now, don't get me wrong, if those books are your cup of tea, if, let's say, Colleen Hoover books are what you actually genuinely like, I have nothing against that. But if you are just going with the flow, you might want to rethink about your choices. Reading should be a personal and intimate experience. One way to ensure that you are having a positive experience with your reading is to stay away from books that may trigger you. This might include books that cover difficult or traumatic topics that you have experienced in your own life, or books that contain offensive or harmful content. It's essential to be mindful of your own well-being and to not expose yourself to material that may cause you harm or distress. Instead, focus on finding books that you can enjoy without feeling triggered. Remember, there are plenty of books out there, and you should always prioritize your well-being over the pressure to read a certain book. I believe it's important to diversify our reading choices and to not be afraid to explore new authors and genres. This way, we can discover new perspectives and expand our horizons. So, next time you're choosing a book to read, think about stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new. You might be surprised by what you discover. Well, that's all for today's episode of the Moroccan Reviews podcast. I hope you enjoyed I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on the topic of how to choose the right books to read. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to sharing more of my thoughts with you in the next episode. Happy reading!